button?
No, what is it?
Never mind.
I'll, let's, yeah, if we can connect afterwards. All right, so now we're in order. I started the recording.
All right. So this is a follow-up meeting to the hearing for 29 Thornton Street. Joe Alves, the property owner, has given us an additional amount of time to do some more research on the property. And Janice was able to reach out to Brad Green and get some additional information, as well as we spoke with Armando Piera as well to give us some feedback. And I think that the overall sense was that it, based on what was spent to purchase this property, and the condition with the basement and the rotting beams, that this is going to be, and the sill is going to be catastrophic for anyone to try to repair. So financially catastrophic. So I think it all seemed to make sense, that, it might be, advisable to just, permit the demolition to go through. Anybody have any thoughts on that?
I mean, it could be done. It would just be very expensive.
Right.
And the type of house, the plank house, Brad said is not well constructed to begin with. It has some design flaws. So that's the other part of the issue.
Yeah. Connie, anything?
Yeah, I was just interested in what Brad Green had to say about it. Was that the bulk of it, Janice?
That was kind of the conclusion. He felt that it would be very difficult to. Can you do it? Yes. But in terms of the budget that they have, no. I don't know what you can do with their budget, actually. So, he kind of went along with the concept of a demolition.
Right.
He doesn't do that lightly normally, so.
Right. Yeah. Given all of that, I have no problem with voting to allow the demo. But I make a motion that we consider approving this for demolition.
I will second that motion.
What? By the way, what did Armando say?
Pretty much the same thing. A lot of it is, the ongoing maintenance or lack thereof that really does these houses in, and it just it would be a big challenge.
Mhm. And I mean, and Brad did agree the fact that it is hard to get people to work on the older homes because there's such demand for the newer ones, and they're a lot easier to do. So.
Yeah, no surprise there. All right, so I will second Connie's motion to approve the demolition permit for 29 Thornton Street. So should we do a roll call in favor and opposed?
Yeah, I think because we're remote, we need to do a roll call vote.
Yep. All right, Dan, you want to start?
Yeah, Dan, aye.
Janice, aye.
Connie, aye.
Kathy, aye. All right, all opposed? All right, the demolition permit has been approved.
Yeah. I did connect with Brad Green. Apparently they're not going to charge us because they didn't actually go into the house or do anything in writing.
Which was incredibly nice of him because he came out and we spent, a good bit of time there, and that was really nice of him.
Yeah. And that's something to keep in mind, and maybe we can think about asking for some added funds. I mean, we do have some funds, trying to maybe
Well, I
bring
think we
on
should
somebody
because,
on some of these
yeah,
properties.
because I think that his expertise has been very helpful.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And he was waiting
Yeah,
for Joe
when-
to call him back, by the way, to make another appointment and go out.
Yeah,
But
I think
I
when
think,
you're
you
in
know,
doubt,
Yeah. No, I thought
Um,
that was
he's-
incredibly helpful
yeah,
for me.
I
Anyway.
did too. I think it's good to be able to have somebody you can rely on for a non-invested opinion in things like this.
Right. Right.
So that you're getting a fair and balanced, assessment.
Right. Exactly. And he knows what he's talking about.
He does. All right. So, are there any other unanticipated items we want to talk about, or shall we close the meeting?
Do we have
Just
to talk about the records room? It was on the agenda, that's why I asked.
Oh, okay. All right.
I just did it as a placeholder, but maybe good to just do a 30-second recap so it's documented.
Yeah. All right. So, I can do a quick recap on what we did. Connie, Janice, Lynn, and I met with Dave Dimanche and Ross Deacle and Armando Piera on last week to go over and take a look at the property. And I believe that it was very beneficial because I think Ross has a much greater understanding as to the condition of that basement. So Armando expressed, his medical concerns at the time and about getting the work done according to what Mass Historic needs. He does not see it as being any kind of obstacle. He thinks that he can roll this in with his regular work and, stay on top of his own needs. So he felt pretty confident about that. And Ross also, said that he could give him a little extra leeway if he needs it. They just want to make sure we start a schedule and we stay on schedule and we've got things rolling. So I think Ross felt comfortable that we have a good, plan in place. So does anyone want to add anything else?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So there's your update. Next steps will be getting the bids ready and putting those out on the register, and that will take place in the next month or two. And I do believe that in the interim, if I can get a response from town council, we need to move on the easement or land donation for the records room. So hopefully we'll be able to get some traction there.
Sounds
And I
good.
will keep you posted. All right, great. And then as an aside on the letter that was sent, we've had no response.
Oh, good grief.
Huh.
Yeah, so a little surprised, but we'll give it another week and see what happens.
I mean, my suggestion, give them a little bit of time and whatever, but perhaps at a meeting when they have for
Can you
open
hear me? I'm
comment.
sorry.
Oh, there's Joe now. At some point, maybe it's worth just going to an open comment and just saying, hey, a letter was sent. We'd appreciate a response.
Yeah, I believe so.
You know.
Yep, I agree.
See what they have to say. I don't know. All right. And then Joe's here if you want to update him. I'm in the process of typing the notes into the permit.
Okay.
But
Good
did
afternoon, Joe. How are
Did
you?
Joe have it? Oh.
Joe?
I think he's muted.
Joe, we think you might be muted.
I will ask, I mean, I don't, maybe you already covered this. If we, you know, if there's any documentation or whatever that needs to happen, we might want to coordinate that. If you didn't take pictures or, I don't know.
Oh, down at 29 Thornton. I believe between Connie and I, we have a
I have
fairly
some
good
too.
collection of, yeah.
Okay,
I'll send mine to you.
Yep.
we could probably,
And then,
if you get those to me, we can get them so they're all on the server somewhere.
yeah. You know what I did was I did it downstairs and I didn't do it upstairs, so Joe is agreeable. I did take like a short video clip, which is really nice to kind of see and feel the layout of the house, and I'd like to maybe do that upstairs as well. So, just to be a little more descriptive of, you know, how the house is laid out. So if he is agreeable to that, we will move forward with that. Joe, I'm not sure if you can hear us.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm here.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you? I missed
Good,
everything.
good.
I'm sorry. I didn't get good service.
That's okay. We just wanted to let you know that we had a brief discussion and we have approved the demolition for 29 Thornton Street.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and Joe, if we might have one more opportunity to take a few more photographs, we would really appreciate that.
Oh,
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Did
all
you
right.
want to
So
ask
maybe you
about
can-
the material? Kathy, did you want to ask about the materials saving?
Oh, yeah. And Joe, I think, you know, it is always our hope that if you can recycle, reuse any of those historic features, you know, materials, or if you decide not to do that, if, you know, you want to donate them to projects in the town, you know, we'd be certainly happy to find a home for them for you.
Yeah,
So,
our plan is to try to save some, either, you know, structural or for decorative to make it look historical. So depending on what we come up with, if we can use some, we will, or if not, whatever we have left over, if we decide not to use them, then we can donate them to you guys. That's no problem.
all right, terrific. That sounds great. So, your permit will be approved on Viewpoint. Dan usually
I just
takes
did it.
care of all that. All right, so it's done.
Just so this is the permit. This is just our review. You then need to go and apply for an actual building permit for the demolition, hopefully, if you don't know that.
Correct. With that,
And then
Yeah.
it will get flagged for demo delay review. And then that'll come to me and I'll comment that we went through this process. So just don't panic when it gets held up. But it's all
Okay.
kind of automated. But once you submit it, it'll go through again. But this should be closed out.
sounds good. I'll do
So,
that.
I mean, unfortunately, it just seems like there's not much alternative at this point. So at least we, you know, appreciate the assistance in trying to explore if there was any way
I
to
wish
save
there
it.
was,
But
believe me. It would have been done. At this point,
Yeah.
I've already been holding on a
yeah,
time, but unfortunately, at least we're going to try to save as much as we can as far as the materials, you know, which, you know, just that adds a little bit to the cost because they have to be all the demo, but I think it'll be worth it.
Right.
Excellent. All right. Well, I appreciate it.
All right,
Thank you. If there's anything
all right,
else you need
Joe.
from me, and I'll touch base with you guys as far as if there's any materials that you might be able to use.
Yep, and if you happen to know when you'll be doing the demolition, if you get that scheduled, if you can let us know just a little bit beforehand, then we can come in and just, excuse me, take a few more photographs. We should be great.
Okay. No problem.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
All right, Joe, you have a great afternoon.
You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
And thanks for your help.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, is there anything else we want to discuss?
No?
I don't think so.
I think that's
All right.
it.
All right, anybody want to move to close the meeting?
I moved
No
to
moved.
adjourn.
All right, roll call, Kathy Schofield, aye.
Dan,
Tony,
I.
aye.
Aye.
All right, enjoy the rest of the day, guys.
All right, take
You
care,
too.
bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Thank you for